All right, everyone, welcome to episode 2 of the Alouria Podcast. My name is Alex, and the person sitting next to me is the one, the only, iconic Akoria. Our names are together, Alouria, of course. And sitting right across from us are the recently eliminated player, Aaliyah's Angel, which is mom, love her. So, Aaliyah, you can introduce yourself.
Hey you guys.
All right. And then since the other person, I forgot the name, is it Jay? Yeah, Jay. Couldn't make the podcast tonight, so we brought on a special guest. That's so Cody. Cody,
Uh,
you can introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Cody, and I was on Lowe's season of Survivor Game Changers.
Definitely a game changer.
Yeah, as a newbie, I was like, I've changed the game so much.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. All right, but first off, before we get started, I just want to thank you two both for coming out and just participating and being here. So it's
Yeah,
a
of course.
pleasure having.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
Of course. So, I guess let's just start it off. So, Aaliyah, coming into the game, how many seasons has it been since you last played Lowe's?
So the last season I did was 10, and
Mhm.
I had took a break off, of 11 because I didn't want to get wrapped up in the bubble
Mhm.
that is the challenge. So I took a break, took a season off, rejuvenated myself. Um, During that time, I was thinking of, should I come back? Should I not come back? And, if I did come back, what would I do to get to the final? But
Mhm.
10 was the last season I did, final triad.
Yeah. If anything, good thing you didn't come on to 11 because that was a little bit, well, you got
Chaotic,
targeted.
yeah.
Chaotic, but yeah. So, um, how did it feel coming onto the season after being so long not being on one?
Um, okay, so my mentality walking in was the old Aaliyah has to come back. I have to be social and I have to play this
Mhm.
game socially like I did in the season before because that's what got me to the end. That's what got me
Yeah.
so far.
Mhm.
There wasn't really a last place aspect, so back
Mhm.
then there wasn't really like a last place aspect thing. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. So it definitely changed up your strategy. How would it say it changed up your strategy, and how would you say it affected your game?
Um, it definitely affected my game. Since a lot of the people that I was working with were in fact coming in last and they weren't
Mhm.
really winning, the people that I wanted to make it to the end of this game with weren't winning, they
Yeah.
got voted in. I was actually working with Zay and Aja, and Gator and I had became, really cool after the whole
Mhm.
trop thing went down. So them going against each other was horrible for my book. So I had already lost an ally week one. So,
Mhm.
you know, you know how that
Yeah.
goes.
Yeah, I get that. So, how would you say the politics have changed since your, last seasons or the older seasons? Like, how would you say the politics changed pretty much?
They've definitely changed. I feel like I was a lot better at politicking.
Mhm.
Way better, like, in the earlier seasons, but I am not in my prime anymore. Like,
Yeah.
it's definitely changed for me, but I feel like this game has become more competitive and there's less alliance making, less strategy behind it than there was in the earlier stages of the game.
Mhm.
So that's really my thoughts on the
Yeah.
whole politicking um joint.
Yeah. Corey asked something in chat.
Is the vibe different from earlier seasons? Yes, the vibe is definitely extremely different. Because there's different people. We have all these rookies that are coming in, the new generation of this show. They're coming in and they're, you know, coming in
Mhm.
hot. And
Yeah.
I don't know a lot of these rookies, and it's extremely hard to get to know people, especially if you didn't know them beforehand, if you've never heard of them beforehand, because
Mhm.
in this whole reality world, everybody knows people. We all talk. So
Yeah.
a lot of these rookies that are coming in, I don't know who they are. Whereas, in older seasons, a lot of the rookies that came in, I knew who they were before the
Yeah.
show happened. So the vibe was definitely different because I knew a lot more people back then.
Yeah. So, I guess another question. So, as you know, Gator, he leaked the whole entire Rookie Alliance, and you talked about how, like, um, the rookies were coming in hot, they were coming in different totally different vibe and politics. How do you feel like that Rookie Alliance, like, being exposed, do you feel like that changed your game strategy in any way? Or, like, how did it affect you personally?
Um, okay, so I'm gonna reveal this. People don't know this. I was the one who told Coda to go make the Rookie Alliance. Actually,
Oh.
I was the one who went to Coda and was like, "Yo, I think you need to make this alliance." I'm tight
Mhm.
with a lot of the vets, so you're gonna be good on that end. Because Coda and I had just had a conversation about
Yeah.
how scared he was that these vets were gonna come after him and just take him out. And I was like, "Yo, you're good. Like I got you."
Yeah.
Like I'm close to a lot of the vets, and I think with that being said, you should get close to a lot of the rookies to protect a lot of us vets, meaning Trop, Nick, et
Mhm.
cetera. So I was actually the one who was told Coda to make the alliance, but the game didn't really affect that. Didn't really affect me because my name wasn't brought up in it.
Yeah. So you're basically saying that. Okay, you can answer, Victoria.
um, I think that physically, Chris and Raven are definitely running this game. They've won every challenge so
Mhm.
far, and if these guys don't take them out, it's gonna be pretty hard. But I
Yeah.
feel like, and I love Chris, and Chris, I love you, but I feel like everyone is so scared to throw him into an elimination and to at
Mhm.
least try to get him out because he's done this so many times and he has the experience behind him. So people are so scared to throw him in there just to get him out. Like I
Yeah.
saw last season, he saw no eliminations, made it to the finals, you know, no blood on his hands, he didn't have to go down in the sand and get dirty, you know? And I
Mhm.
think that's because people are more scared of him. So I definitely think he's running the game.
Okay. And so, I guess I just wanna dive deeper into this subject for a little quick bit. So you said earlier that you and Trop had some drama, had some beef. So pretty much just, like, elaborate for everybody, like, what happened in that? And, like, what's your opinions on Trop? And, like, you know
All right. Well, basically, long story short, um, Corey had approached me about making an alliance with other people.
Mhm.
Um, I think it was like 5 or 6 other people. It was like Crazy, Coda, Sing, Versace, and somebody else
Mhm.
and it was Kai, who was also
Yeah.
in that. So Corey approached me, making the alliance, and I was like, cool, because me thinking socially, I was like, okay, bet, let's make it. Cool. So
Mhm.
at that time, he had only approached me about it, and I said, okay, I wouldn't be down. But the alliance, he was talking to everybody to see if it could become a thing.
Mhm.
The following day, the group chat was made, unbeknownst to me, because I wasn't really on Discord like that. And then I
Mhm.
figured out Trop had texted me. He was like, "Yo, do you know about any alliances?" And I'm like, "No, but people have come to me about making alliances and yada yada yada." So,
Yeah.
um, somebody leaked the alliance to him, and somebody also leaked the rookie alliance to him as well. So
Mm.
Trop went off in the chat in the server, and he was just going off, calling me a bunch of liars. And I tried to explain to him, like, I personally don't feel like I have to tell you if I'm working with anybody that's not you. I don't have to tell you that. The game is to make it to a final and, to be social. So I don't have to tell you anything that people have come to me and approached me about. Like, you don't tell me or Nick or Coda or Crazy anything about your game, and I'm cool with that. But
Mhm.
he called me, Coda, and Crazy liars because we didn't tell him about the alliance. My excuse was the fact that no, it's not even my excuse. My reasoning was that I did not know the chat had already been formed. The only thing that I knew was that Corey had came to me and approached me about it. That's why I said people have come to me and approached me about it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He wasn't willing to talk. So at that point, I let it be, and I slept on it, and I was like, you know what? If he's gonna let our friendship go down the drain because of something like this, I have nothing to say.
Mhm.
So that
Alright.
was the whole deal with that.
Alright. I think Aquaria has a question to ask.
About who? Um, Case. Uh,
Like, cause like, in Dirty 30, that whole besties pre-made, like,
yeah,
how did you feel about him
got
coming?
me out, but I felt kind of. I didn't really feel anything because, like,
Mhm.
that whole situation, Case and I had already had conversations about it, and
Yeah.
um, I didn't really feel any type of way about it. And Tori and I have had conversations, and we've cleared the air and everything like
Mhm.
that. Case actually approached me, and Tori approached me right when the cast reveal happened. It was like, "Oh my god, I'm so excited to see you, and so excited to play with you
Mhm.
again." And Case apologized numerous times for everything that happened in Dirty There, and I was like, "It's a game.
Yeah.
You outplayed me. I got out. It's a game. I don't take it to on a personal level. You know what I'm saying?" But
Yeah.
after remembering and reminiscing on it, part of me was very kind of sketched out. I didn't
Mhm.
want to directly throw myself into working with them because I didn't know what would happen. But
Yeah.
Case has been dope. Tori has been dope, and I feel like they would have definitely been people who would have been at the top of my list to protect for sure.
Yeah. So, another question, I guess, more going into your personal game now. So, how did you feel about your duo, Jay?
Um, I was actually kind of mad, not because I had Jay as a partner, but because the partners were assigned randomly, and I didn't
Mhm.
really. I was like, that's trash. Like that's, ugh. I didn't like it at
Mhm.
all because I felt like, if in this game, if we are going to have permanent partners, and I don't know if the partners were permanent or not, so I automatically assumed that they were going to be throughout the whole game. I thought
Yeah.
in this game, if we had permanent partners, they should not have been randomized
Mhm.
at all. So I really did not like it. And I hadn't really seen Jay perform on like an amazing level before. So I was like, ah damn, like what am I gonna do? And
Yeah.
stuff like that. But I was the one who lost the elimination for us. So Jay didn't really do anything wrong. And I
Yeah.
feel bad for, you know, underestimating Jay or saying that Jay couldn't, you know, I didn't feel confident in Jay. And I feel bad for that because no matter who you get as
Mhm.
a partner, you're supposed to feel confident in them. I would hate it if somebody got me as a partner and was all mopey and sad and shit like that. I would just be like, what the hell? Like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? So I definitely feel bad and I want to
Yeah.
have a conversation with Jay about that.
So, you don't hold any resentment towards Jay, pretty much?
Absolutely not. I lost for us. He didn't lose that I did. So I
Mhm.
hold no resentment towards Jay for anything that happened or transpired in the game.
Yeah. Alright. So, Cody, um, so I know you were on Survivor, and that's, like, a totally different game than, like, the challenge, and I know, like, you coming off of Survivor, well, not coming off, because that was a while ago, but, like, the politicking is 100% different. how do you feel like I mean, like, in your perspective,
Hmm.
how do you like, basically just, like, how do you feel about the whole season in general, like, the format and, like,
Oh,
everything like that?
the format between the challenge and Survivor. That's what you mean?
Like, the format difference, like, the politic difference, like,
Yeah,
how do
yeah.
you feel like do you feel like it's harder for, like, Aaliyah to, like, socialize her politic, especially now with, like, how she described the whole, like, vibe change and everything?
I
Because
mean,
like, you know
yeah. I mean, I definitely think it is difficult from what I've heard from Aaliyah. I mean, coming back like from another season and like especially if it's been a while, things do change. That's how it works. Like if you compete on like the first, second season and you come back for like the say 30th season, obviously things are gonna change after a while. It's not gonna be the
Yeah.
same old game, old school game, you know? I
Yeah.
just feel like, and obviously I'm not that familiar with the challenge, but I'm kind of familiar with it. And I feel like it is kind of the same with Survivor. Obviously, the game changes, players change the way they play the game, that influences it. So, yeah,
Yeah.
I agree with that, that it gets more difficult as time goes on.
Survivor game changes.
Yeah.
Alright. I think Aquarius is gonna ask something next.
Okay. I was like, yeah, that's the end of that.
Yeah, I was like, oh, are we
But yeah,
done?
thank you.
Yeah, I'm done. So,
I think my good sis Aquarius is typing it out.
So,
I sent you one in DMs if you wanna check that out. But you can think
Lord.
of something else too.
she's thinking of a question. Leave it to mom. Is this Jimmy?
This is to Aaliyah.
Okay.
all
So
right.
sorry.
It's
So,
okay.
if I could change anything about the format, I would definitely change the whole random partners,
Mhm.
aspect. I actually wanted this challenge to be individual. I wanted to compete by myself
Yeah.
because, I had nobody to rely on, nobody to, you know, blame for anything that,
Yeah.
transpired. It was all me. And I really wanted this challenge to be individual. But if it still had to be duos, then I would
Mhm.
say I would definitely change the random partner picking
Mhm.
aspect of it.
Would you say maybe, like, in elimination, like, you come in, infiltrate kinda thing? Or, like
Oh, definitely. Because I thought that that was what was gonna happen after the last elimination because, the partners were random. And like I said, I didn't think that we would get random partners and then they would be for all season, you know? So
Yeah.
of course I thought that there was gonna be an infiltration thing. And I actually would have wanted to put that in there because I feel like that would have definitely changed the game, aspect of it. People would have
Yeah.
been more scared to throw other people in because they didn't want to lose their partner, or they wanted them to stay with a certain person that they could probably beat in the final or something like that. So I feel like,
Yeah.
yeah, I would definitely have an infiltration be a
Mhm.
part of the season.
Alright. And I'm sorry for asking you so many questions about, like, your opinions on the format, the people, the seasons,
Girl, it's
etcetera.
fine. It's
Alright.
fine.
So, before we get into the audience questions, I guess what I wanna ask you kinda, like, what are your final thoughts on your personal game, like, your dual game? Like, what do you wish you would have done differently? What do you wish, like, you could have done? Like, what about your personal game, like, do you, like,
Yeah.
either wish you could change? Like, what are you proud of? Things like that.
All right. Well,
Just
my personal game was terrible because this is the
Uh-huh.
earliest that I've ever been eliminated on the show.
Yeah.
I've never gotten eliminated this early. So I
Yeah.
feel like if there were anything I could change about my game, there's nothing I could have done. I feel like I definitely would have decided to do the elimination by myself because I feel like that was an aspect that could have probably helped me win in the long run. But I
Yeah.
feel like doing the elimination by myself probably would have helped. That's the only thing that I regret doing.
Mhm. Yeah. Alright, well, thank you so much. I think we're gonna start with the audience questions now. If you have any final comments, just save it. But first one is actually from Dallas, a recorder. He's
Hmm.
in the studio booth. I don't know,
Hmm.
Hey,
being creepy, but he has something to
uh,
ask.
okay. So my question is, why did you go first in crossover? What's going through your head there?
Okay, so my mind, I really was not trying to go first at all, but nobody else was going. And I was like, okay, somebody's got to go. So in my mind, right, the first time we had went, I was like, oh, okay, so we're in last. Cool. I wasn't really mad about it. But then the second time we went, Lo was like, okay, so you can walk through the trippers. And I was like, well, I mean, we really already could walk through the trippers. But what I thought that meant was, oh, you can't be tripped by the trippers. So I went first thinking that I wasn't gonna get tripped or wasn't gonna get stunned or anything. So I jumped
Mhm.
and I went and then I fell and I was like, what? Like I did not. I was like, what the hell? Because like I didn't get it. I think I misinterpreted
Yeah.
his words, but I definitely thought like, oh, ain't no way I'm finna fall off the tripping. Like I can fall off the jumping, but ain't no way I'm finna fall with this damn thing tripping me. So I was like, I'm good because I can make the jump. So that's what my thought process was.
Mhm. Alright. Dallas, do you have any other questions? Okay.
I
I guess
guess
not.
one oh never mind.
Oh, wait, no, you can go.
One more question, and then y'all can just ask your questions. But my question would be like, do you think like your gameplay is like at all messy? Because like in season 10, I feel like that ended our friendship. I guess so. You can speak on that if you want. Like, do you think your gameplay is
Um,
messy at all?
I think that I can be very sloppy at certain angles of the game. Um, Overall, I wouldn't say I'm a bad player or a bad social player, but I feel like there can be times where I can be a little sloppy.
Mm-hmm.
And actually,
Mhm.
in 10, the reason why I distanced, myself from you and then I, got people to vote you in was because I was hearing so much stuff about like, you going and saying, and I know this isn't true now, but I heard so much stuff about you going and saying, oh, I'm working with Aaliyah, me and Aaliyah are working together, blah, 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 blah. And I don't think people were really feeling you. So that was putting a target on me.
Yeah,
So I was like, you know what? Let me back up. But and I never got a chance to actually apologize to you for that. So I am sorry.
it's okay. It's okay.
Um,
I'm over it.
you know, but yeah, and then
Mhm.
that's the whole thing that happened. And then I guess since that kind of did, I guess you could say that kind of did happen to an extent in another long term. I was so quick to believe it, because I'd heard stuff like that before. So I was like, oh, well, here we
Mhm.
go again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Alright.
Of course.
Okay. So let's get into just our first, like, genuine audience question now, I guess. So the
Hmm.
first question is from Skinny Nikki. Um,
Hmm.
so their question is, what was some of your favorite people in the house and why?
Um, oh my God. Um, one of my favorite people in the house, I loved Zay so much. And I just feel like Zay was so authentic, and I was
Mhm.
actually in shock when he got voted in because I was like, "Yo, I thought you were cool with these people and everything like that." But
Yeah.
I loved Zay so much, and I loved Gator. Like Gator was another one of my favorite people that was in this house because Gator and I just
Mhm.
we had so much in common, and we just agreed on a lot of things. And I talked to Gator on a daily about the game, about what to do, how to play. Like that, stuff like that. So those were probably my two only favorite people in the house.
Mhm. Well, you wouldn't be shocked to hear that those two were some of our favorite players too. So, yeah. All right. So our next question was submitted in by Brian the King. So he
Mhm.
wants to ask you what your downfall on this season was and what you thought about your partner, which I guess you kind of already answered, I guess, what you thought about your partner. But if you want, you can go into more depth in that. But yeah. So just pretty much what your downfall was in your opinion on your partner.
I think my downfall was really just the challenges and the
Mm-hmm.
eliminations because I think I was doing pretty good socially. I would have been set. I had a lot of people that were gonna say other people before they were gonna say me, and I had a lot of people that I was connected to. So
Mm-hmm.
I feel like my downfall was definitely the challenges. And like in free agents, I was winning, challenges and eliminations. And in War of the Worlds, I was winning these dailies and winning these eliminations and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, I'm definitely not in my prime anymore.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's definitely where my downfall was.
Mm. All right. And oh my god. I'm sorry. I just got okay. So, question from Marlon the Smirk. He asks you,
Oh my God.
do you think you will be on All Stars with me?
Marlon, you're not gonna be on. You're not, bro. No, I don't think I'm gonna be on All Stars with you because I don't. You're like no, hell no, hell to the
Uh-huh,
no,
uh-huh.
no. Do I think that I would get the call for All Stars? Sure. Would I accept the call for All Stars to do it? I don't know. We'll have to cross that bridge when we get there. Sorry, that shit was so stupid.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Okay, so our next question is wait, I'm trying to find it real quick. Okay, yeah. So our next question, Luna Pearl 111. She's low-key carrying audience questions. Love her.
Absolutely.
But yeah, so she asked 3 questions, but we'll just go down the order. The first one, she asked you, how do you think the game will go now that you're out of the house? Do you think it will have
Um,
an impact or what do you think?
I feel like a lot of the people that I was working with will kind of, have a wrench thrown in their gameplay because I was somebody that they could have relied on. But I wasn't like no big threat in the game, at
Yeah.
that time. So I don't think majority of the house will be extremely affected by my departure. But I think that
Mhm.
my friends and the people that I was working with, um, for sure. And I think the people that I, don't like me can probably stop talking about me now because I'm out. But yeah,
Yeah. Alright. So, again, like I said, you got a lot of questions. I'm sorry for keeping here for so
girl,
long.
no, it's fine. I don't care. I love talking to you guys.
Alright. So the next question asked by Luna Pearl, who do you hope you win who wins? Who do you hope wins this season?
I hope
You don't have to
I hope
answer if you
all
don't
of
wanna
them.
expose them, like, because I understand, like, if you don't wanna, like, put somebody out there, but it would you can
I
always
hope all
just
of them lose. I hope every single one of them lose. I really hope that they. No, I'm kidding. Um, I really hope that. I hope that Nick makes it far.
Mhm,
I really do. I hope that Luna also makes it far, and I hope that Gator makes it far as well.
mhm.
Those are the 3 people that I hope are going to get to the finals, and I would love to see either one of them win.
Yeah. Okay, and our last question from Luna, she asks you, "How far do you think you would have gotten in the game had you won this elimination?"
You mean
I think
purge?
I
Oh wait,
would.
no, it was elimination. Never mind.
It was elimination.
Wow.
I forgot.
See, this is
Wrong
why. This
episode,
is why.
Dallas. Wrong episode, Dallas, but
But nah. shit, I'm not the purge queen anymore. But yeah,
Uh-huh.
I feel like I would have gone pretty far, you know? I feel
Mhm.
like I was actually like hella close to finishing the puzzle, and then they came out and it's like, oh, well, Stinger won, and I'm like, damn. But I feel like I would have done exceptionally well, and
Yeah.
you know, because nobody was really gunning after me like that. You may
Yeah.
have had like two people that didn't win a single challenge were going after me, but shit, if you can't win, you can't make the moves.
Yeah.
So I feel like I would have been good for a while.
Yeah. Alright. We have a question submitted from Kasiru now, and he asked you,
Mhm.
"Do you think that me and Quinn will win elimination or Icy and Tori?" So,
Um,
who do you think
I
will win
think
this
that
next elimination?
I think that okay. Well, I hope that Case wins. And I think that Case will win. Case is a strong competitor. Like I've seen Case
Mhm.
compete in Dirty 30, and Case was at it. Case was getting it every single challenge. I watched him do it.
Mhm.
And I also kind of have a personal bias, so I really do
Yeah.
think that they're gonna win.
Alright. Next up, we have a question from Valerie, and
Mhm.
she asked you, was there anything that you think led to you going into elimination? Like any of your actions that led you into going
No,
in?
I lost the challenge.
That's what I thought.
That's literally all. If I didn't lose the challenge, I probably would have been safe. But
Mhm.
I lost the challenge. That's really just why I went in because I lost the challenge.
Yeah.
Wait, y'all.
Yeah, I got mhm.
Yeah, I wasn't recording this whole time.
You're
Psych!
kidding.
Psych!
Okay, good.
I
I
was
was
about to.
about to say.
Oh my goodness gracious, Lord! I was about to be like this. I was about to be like this is why you. Never mind.
No, say it.
Okay. So I'm pretty sure that wraps it up for all of our audience questions. But Cody, I feel like you've just been sitting here really quiet. So
Yeah.
I want you to ask something like to Aaliyah, especially you like coming like because you're a Survivor alumni, right? So just ask whatever. Just ask like something like about like oh
No,
like
about the
like ask
season.
something. Yeah.
Just about the season. Okay.
Just
Well,
about the season or Aaliyah or whatever.
honestly, I'm gonna be completely honest here. I tried listening it, and I'm kind of lost on the season because I wasn't watching it. But I'm gonna use what I have. Um, do you think if they didn't do I think it was you said randomized partners or whatever, do you think you would have had a better chance at like getting further? Like, was that
Oh,
up for a challenge? Right?
absolutely, absolutely. Because I was going to be paired with Sing. Sing and I were actually going to be paired together, and
Mm-hmm.
he didn't really have any enemies. I don't really have any enemies. We're both well. He's a great competitor.
Mm-hmm.
I don't. I me. I need to get back in the gym, but he's a great competitor, and I feel like he would have definitely got us far physically, and I feel like I would have definitely got us far socially.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm. All right.
Yes. So because of sorry, because of the randomized partners, that you think that was a major factor of you getting out.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I figured as much.
All right. And Aquaria, kind of the same thing. Do you have any final thoughts? I don't like having you like just like come on like sit there like I want you to ask stuff like I feel bad, but yeah. Any regrets? You LLL.
Any regrets?
She said
No.
ill.
Ew. What? No. But
So
yeah, the
no
only
no regrets you have.
no. No regrets. I feel like I played the game the best I could have, you know, with what I was given, you
Mhm.
know what I'm saying? And I definitely wouldn't change a thing about it besides probably winning.
Yeah.
But I definitely wouldn't change a thing about it. There's nothing else that I could have done.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, I tried to train for this season, but I didn't know what the hell to do. So,
Uh-huh.
I'll try. I'll find stuff to do, but
Yeah.
I really don't know like how the hell you train for lows. Like I really
Yeah.
don't know how you train for there's I don't think there's really like a big way to train for low because low throws a bunch of shit at you that's like how the hell do you do this? Like you can
Yeah.
train to do lava jumps or you can train to do in and out jumps and then he'll throw some shit at you that's like fly. And I'm like, this wasn't in the curriculum. Like what how am I supposed to do
Yeah.
this? So um yeah, if I find some stuff to do, I'ma do it. And Alex, I'ma train with you. You better get me in the gym. You get
Oh,
me in the
yeah, oh,
gym
yeah, oh,
with
yeah.
you.
We'll get in
Cause
the gym together.
yeah, we need to. Cause woo.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. And I guess just one final question from me so we can wrap this up. Because yeah, I understand we've been here a while, and again, I'm really sorry. But, if you would call yourself anybody from this challenge, like current all-star seasons or, like, anybody from the past, just any particular person in any season, who would you say you are? Like, who would you
Anissa.
class
Anissa.
Anissa.
Anissa. I'm the Anissa of the show, you guys. I
Do a
swear.
spin. Do a
I
spin.
swear. Bitch.
Oh, wait, can you do it? Can you give us a spin? Do a spin, Anissa! Oh,
Nah.
yeah!
But I think
Come
Yes.
on!
Who's
I'm
that
definitely
chick?
the Anissa. No
Alright.
question.
Well, it was great having you on this episode of the podcast, Aaliyah. It was
Thank
really fun
you.
talking to you, getting your opinions on the season, everybody.
Thank you
And it was
guys.
also a pleasure having you on, Cody.
Thank you for
Um,
giving me a sort of purple edit on the show.
don't it's okay, Purple Kelly. It's
You were
okay.
purple in Game Changers too.
Oh, wow.
You know
Yeah.
I'm
what? At
actually
least I
rooting for
am.
you.
You know what? At least I changed the game by being a rookie. You know what? And that's what I can ask for.
The first juror.
Was I the first juror? Yeah. Oh
I
yeah.
think
Was
you
I?
were. Were you the first
I'm
juror?
pretty
Oh,
sure I
wow.
was. I think I was the first merge boot. But that's because they had their big ass pre-made too. So
Yeah. But again, it was great having you both. I hope we can see each other on another season in the future, on All Stars or something. But again, thank you so much for coming on, just speaking
Of
your mind,
course.
and yeah, and we
Thank
adore you
you. Thank you
guys.
so much for having me. Thank you so much for having me.
Of course. And to all of our fellow watchers, thank you for joining the Alouria Podcast. We can't wait to see you next episode. This is Alex and Coria, aka Alouria, signing off.